Hello, I'm Carsten Kötter from Berlin, and I'll be commenting the top 8 matches of the last MGM Highland tournament for you guys.
And he's not alone. I'm Thomas from Mannheim, and you can also see me playing at the right here. It's the quarterfinals match of the top 8, and I'm playing a 4-color blood, which is a green mid-range deck against a Jeskai mid-range, or Jeskai control maybe. So here we have the starting hands. You can see on the right, my starting hand is some lands, acceleration in the form of Noble Hierarch and some dudes, basically. While Fabian has also a good amount of lands and some controlish cards. He opts to start because he had the higher Swiss standing and opens with a Preordain.
He'll probably be looking for something like removal spells, additional ones like not like removal spells for big creatures or counter magic or another land. The Lightning Helix basically takes care of something small already, and the Wrath means, given that he knows he's playing against deck with mana elves and creatures, he actually wants his opponent to accelerate so that the Wrath gets maximum value.
Yeah. So he sees a Dark Faden and a Fold, and chooses.
Aren't what he's looking for, so he's putting them to the bottom. And he finds a Swords to Approaches, which is a fine card to back you up against stuff.
Yeah, basically,
it on its own needs to be wrathed otherwise.
He's a very good hand, basically. So it's my first turn. I start with the Noble Hierarch, which is self-explanatory to get things going.
Which probably means the thing is eating a Lightning Helix this turn.
Yes, I guess that's a natural play. Slowing the blood player down is one of the top priorities for a control deck. So I can't get to the board as quickly and as massively as I would like to.
I guess it would have been an option here to just leave that thing and set up the Wrath of God, now that he's drawn the 4th land. But he doesn't have the 2nd white, so that's kind of risky.
Yeah. And he also doesn't know what my plan is. I could easily have a hand of acceleration into a Planeswalker, or maybe a discard spell, which kind of would fool his plan. So I guess it's a safe play to just get rid of that Hierarch.
Very likely. So you, on the other hand, used the 2nd land. You obviously be dropping the ooze because, well, that's what your deck does.
Yeah, well, I'm basically on autopilot. I have a hand of lands and dudes on curve, so that's very good. I have a 2-drop, a 3-drop, and a 4-drop, and specifically sweet in this matchup is that both my 3-drop in the form of Luxembourg Smiter and Thrum the Last Troll on 4 are uncounterable. So I remember thinking while playing that this might be a very good situation for me because the blue decks often, of course, leave counter mana up to kind of disrupt my curve, and I can put a dent in that plan.
And your opponent perfectly on time top decks the mana leak.
Yeah. Running right into my plans. So here's an attack, maybe baiting a removal spell to, I don't know.
Well, you attack if you have a creature, why wouldn't you?
Yeah, sure. So here's maybe I think to say I play the Tectonic Edge to kind of protect my red mana in hand. I usually choose to play it just at the moment I need it, so I lead with Tech Edge here. I think it's a minor.
Yeah, it also kind of threatens your opponent's mana base, so he knows one of the lands he's playing will be gone probably, unless you have something to play.
I also have I just have the option, like, when I top deck a Wasteland or something, I can use Tech Edge and Wasteland in one turn.
Yeah. And here, I think it's kind of interesting that he plays the Colonnade. Obviously, that's necessary to unlock his white mana, but it also means that's the land that is exposed to the Tech Edge.
Yeah.
If he baits with the Sulfur Forwards, you might just Tech Edge. I guess here, if you Tech Edge him, he can just blow the Loxodon and just have a basically stable board with just a 2/2 hitting him. Yeah. So I guess that's a decent risk to take for him.
So I attack with my 2 guys, and I find it interesting because he swords now.
Yeah,
and
I really don't like that Swords to Plowshares there.
No, I don't like it too. I mean, he already has the Wrath, and basically he negates himself the card advantage inherent in that card by
Exactly.
swordsing.
Like he would be at 13. 13 is a fine life total. And
Yeah, sure.
if you don't deploy anything, you can still swords that thing end of turn and have a basically stable board to untap with Cryptic Command onto, which seems
Yeah.
pretty good.
I guess he was planning on swordsing the Loxodon Smite and countering my next play, so to slow me down very much, but of course I have the Thrun. But there's a Supreme Verdict getting rid of my board, and things do not look that good for me. Well, I still have Green Sun Zenith and Treetop Village to reload, and now draw a Vindicate. And I have some options here, basically. I can play my land, Green Sun Zenith for a resilient threat, something like Huntmaster of the Fells, along those lines. I could deploy my Treetop Village and Green Sun Zenith for a 3-drop, maybe a Knight of the Reliquary.
Kind of like Eternal Witness with Run there.
Yeah, that would be nice too. I mean, I have several options, and my reasoning for I choose play, if I recall correctly, it's Vindicate on the plains and Tectonic Edge on his Celestial Colonnade is this way I cut him from all the white sources, and maybe I don't know what he has in hand, but maybe I just screw him on white.
Yeah, that seems like a really good plan.
Because I can deploy the next turn like just as well as this one. And
yeah, I mean you open up his counter magic, but other than that,
yes. Other than that, it's a risky play, I think, but it paid off. So he has no land drop and is only on blue and red mana, which I like.
yeah, I think that is one of the things about the Highlander format. It's a lot easier to color screw people just because mana bases on the 100 cards are somewhat shaky just by the nature of being 100 cards compared to, like, say, Legacy.
Yeah. You have a lower ratio of like dual lands and fetch lands, so it's a little bit worse mana.
Also, I think it might be right to mana leak here, to not mana leak here, but memory lapse instead, just to make sure you play another card, play the Zenith again the next turn, so that because as he's mana screwed, he needs to buy draws. So every turn he can keep you from activating Treetop Village. He's basically getting an extra turn of not being attacked.
Yeah, I can see that logic. However, Green Sun Zenith is one of my better spells, so I can understand why he wants to get rid of it.
It's also one of the most expensive ones, though, so you're likely to mana leak it next turn anyway.
Yeah, sure, it's true.
Like if you get a mana elf, I think he's fine, and everything else should be mana leakable. All right, that brainstorm. Well, it's lots of white cards. He has now 3 white cards he can't cast, no lands. This is not looking very good.
No, okay, he has a Serum Visions for basically
yeah, get rid of one of them. But
yeah.
Your mana denial plan has been working out really well this game.
That's true. I mean, I do not have very much pressure, just to treat a village.
Which is why the mana denial plan is so good. Otherwise, if you had pressure, you would probably run away with this, but because he's mana screwed, that Treetop Village is actually a real clock.
Yeah. If I remember this correctly, it will deal a lot of damage over the course of the next several turns.
Well, he's looking at his hand and asking himself if he can do anything, but he can. Oh, he's probably wondering if he should Serum Visions here to get at least rid of one card, even though he takes the counter shield down.
Yeah.
Because he knows he's not drawing a land.
I mean, I did not play something last turn, which could indicate I'm out of gas. So
yeah,
it's reasonable to put his counter shields down.
Yeah, I kind of think he has to. Like, otherwise he's not drawing a land next turn too.
No, he's basically locking himself out of the game. He needs to get out of this mana lump.
Yeah, he needs to get out of the brainstorm lock.
Yeah.
And now you get the perfect turn to stick a high drop threat or use your tutor for something good.
I have Demonic Tutor, and since he has no land drop, he had no land drop. I kind of want to enforce that mana denial plan, and I get Wasteland here.
Seems reasonable.
Yeah. I'm kind of thinking of what to waste, because I could waste his Shivan Reef, so he has no red mana for a likely or a possible lightning bolt to my treetop village when I attack.
Yeah. Or you can take the extra damage.
Yes, but I want to leave him with the Painland. I guess it's highly unlikely he has lightning bolt because he would have cast it last turn. So
most likely, yeah.
I'm choosing to waste his Sulphur Falls. I still have that Falconrod Aristocrat in hand, so basically
you're putting up a real clock this way.
Yeah. So he kind of has to tap out somewhere in the near future to get back into the game, and that's where I plan to deploy the Aristocrat to seal the deal, basically.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
But he again has no land.
Yeah, he draws another white 4-drop.
It's basically game at this point, and Chain Lightning not being Lightning Bolt is very bad for him too.
Yeah. But, well, you only get to play one of each card. I think you would rather play double Lightning Bolt. But
that's Highlander. I choose not to play Aristocrat here into 2 open blue mana.
That makes a lot of sense. Like, the Treetop Village is a good clock already.
Yeah.
Present him with another threat that he actually has to deal with.
Yes, and he has not shown to be able to cope with it, so I just continue on that plan and will only deviate from it when the need arises, basically. And Fauna Shaman was a good draw, so I could attack with a Treetop Village and still deploy something.
Yeah. Yep. Perfect usage of having more mana than your opponent. Like,
yes.
Pressure him with something and play some minor stuff so that he's occupied in the meantime and that threat can finish the game.
Yes, basically.
I think I would have liked playing the Fauna Shaman first here, just in case he now has some white removal spell. Because I think the Fauna Shaman is less valuable than the Treetop at this point, actually. Just because he has shown he doesn't have any instant speed removal for it.
Yeah. I basically was an autopilot, I think. Just attack and playing your creature last.
Yeah. That's what you're usually supposed to do. Funny thing is, it now actually threatens lethal too.
Yeah. I mean, that's something I'm guilty of. Like, I'm winning a game. I'm pretty sure I'm winning that game, and my logic kind of fades. Not playing as tight as I should. Happens from time to time.
Yeah, I think we all have that problem at times. Like, if you're so far ahead, it's really hard to stay fully focused.
Yes. I'm thinking of what could bring him back into the game.
Yeah, I guess like Snapcaster Mage is decent here.
Yeah, or maybe something like his own Wasteland and a removal spell.
Yeah, the Wasteland would be good. That kills the Treetop. You can Chain Lightning the 2/2.
So he has 4 mana again. Most likely too late.
Yeah, he would need an well, he can buy another turn here by going Cryptic, tap, bounce or something. But other than that, well, he can play a creature here, but the likelihood is high that it just dies. And as we can see, you have a Dromokus command in hand, and the Falconwrath becomes lethal.
Yeah, he's somewhat. I mean, he basically he has to be. It has to be very likely that I have a removal spell because he did not present a single creature the whole game, so chances it sticks are very low.
Yeah, I think you might actually just wait for your attacks here, and then bounce the Treetop, draw a card, take your 2, go to 1, and hope that's good. Like, next turn you can Chain Lightning and play the Brimaz to block or something. The Treetop has to come back down.
Yeah, I like it better than Brimaz, actually.
Like, it's pretty likely you die to the Treetop here. Like, your deck is basically the Highlander version of Junt, so it's all removal spells and creatures, and you didn't play creatures.
That's true. It's basically a mixture of Junt and junk, if you so will.
Yeah, and there's the Caracas, that's
There's
the
a
fake removal
Caracas.
spell, but you also had the Dromokas command to kill the Brimmers with Cheetah Village. So
I had a Falcon Road Aristocrat to fly above, so
Yeah.
there are many outs. I chose the Caracas because it was the
easiest.
easiest.